Welcome to Wanderlust and Wishes, the podcast where we explore the world one destination at a time.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Krystle.
As travel agents with fantastical vacations, we are here to share our passion for travel and help you turn your wanderlust into reality.
From hidden gems to bucket list adventures, join us as we dive into the sights, sounds, and stories of our favorite destinations.
So grab your passport, pack your bags, and let's embark on this journey together.
Hello from Punta, Cana, Dominican Republic. It is currently 8 p.m. at night. What a day. I have lots to fill you in on. Where should we start? We got up at 3 this morning and left Columbus by 5 a.m. We had like a 4-hour layover in Orlando. And as much as I love the Orlando airport, it took us about 15 minutes to browse all the stores and another 10 minutes to have breakfast. So then we just found a quiet spot. If you're not familiar, go out of security and there's a little food court and it has more comfy chairs surrounding it than just like your regular airport chairs. So that was nice. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying to find a quieter place away from all the music being played. So after we left MCO, we had a 2.5 hour flight to Punta. It was an easy flight, really, but the last little landing was a little rough. So once we got here, we had some transportation ready and waiting for us. Let me tell you, if you go to a different country and do not have transportation sorted before you get there, good luck. These international airports are crazy. You can't just call an Uber. So we had a really nice guy bring us to a resort. We are staying at the Bahia Principe and Bar section. It's a ginormous complex. I think there's like 7 different resorts on this complex. We are staying in the nicest of them. We are right on the sand on the beach. And everything else kind of is between us and like the main road. So everybody for the resorts has to use this beach, which is fine. We are adults only. I think 2, maybe 3 of them are adults only, and then there's a couple of family areas. We did know when we booked this that we were looking for something on the cheap, like a value resort, basically. So this is a budget property. We knew that coming in. We also knew that like certain things, like the Dominican is not known for its food. And so we just kind of set our expectations before we got here, and it's been great. It's been lovely. So we got here, we landed around 1:30. We got to the resort by about 2:30. Got checked in, headed to the buffet for some food, and then we went and found a room and headed down to the beach. And the beach here, oh my goodness, like the grass huts, the tall palm trees, the crystal blue water, it's amazing. That's why we're in the Dominican. We just kind of sat and hung out, and it's been a long day since we were up so early. And then we had dinner reservations at a place called Meat, like a steakhouse. So we got showered and changed and went to dinner there. Maybe John will make his podcast review and I will have him give his thoughts. I thought it was good. It wasn't knock your socks off, but it wasn't disgusting by any means. So I think we're going to go. There's a sports bar, and we're in hockey playoff season, so I think we need to go find a hockey game. But besides that, we're just going to probably hit an early bedtime tonight, and then tomorrow we have a snorkeling catamaran excursion thing that we have to be up early for. So I'll probably get John's thoughts on dinner, and then I'll probably catch you tomorrow. Okay, John is going to make his podcast review. What did you think of dinner?
It was good.
Honest thoughts.
It was fine, not fantastic. The steak was kind of dry, but it was like massive, more than I could eat. The veggies were good. The dessert was all right. Salad was all right. It was all right.
Yeah. 3 out of 5, I
Yeah,
think.
3 out of 5. I would eat it again, but I would also try other things.
The one that's supposed to be the best one we have booked for tomorrow.
Yeah, the gourmet restaurant tomorrow night.
It's like a formal dress and everything. So I guess we're going to go see what we can find tonight, and I'll check in tomorrow. All right, day 2 in Punta Cana. I'm not going to be very good at more than maybe 1 or 2 updates per day. Today we did a snorkel excursion. The company we went through, they picked us up from the airport, they picked us up from the resort around 8:30 for our 9 o'clock tour, and we were with them until about 1 o'clock, and then they dropped us back off at the resort, which is amazing that we didn't have to find a taxi or our own way there. They gave us, we had 2 different stops to snorkel. We had a little island jaunt. A little guy that walks along the beach, and he comes and cuts fresh coconuts for you, and they put some sugar and those are some parrots. Just a second. Anyway, that was cool. I was just interrupted by 2 wild parrots. Anyway, so the guy comes along, cuts your fresh coconut. They put sugar and ice, and if you want rum, they'll put that in it. And we had probably about 40 minutes there where we could just kind of swim. We could walk the beach. There was a little rope swing down the way that we went and found, and just kind of hung out. And then our little company has a little floating kitchen out in the middle of the water, and we pull up alongside, and they give us we had to give them our order beforehand, whether we wanted seafood, meat, or veggie. We both got the seafood, so the food was it was okay, but it was cooked in the middle of the ocean. So, and after some snorkeling, it tasted good. So that was a great adventure. That was really fun. All right, we just finished dinner at Limbo. John, thoughts?
It was good. Much better than last night. I'd say like 4.5 stars out of 5. I think the jumbo shrimp was like probably the best thing we'll eat here. Tenderloin was good. Dessert was really good. Much better.
I struggled with some of the starters. They had some weird offerings, but sometimes I just have a picky palate, so that could be why. Day 3 from Punta Cana. I got up early this morning to go watch the sunrise. The chair hogging saving game is strong here, so it was 6:15. Oh my goodness, the parrots are crazy. 6:15 this morning, I went down to the beach. I did save some chairs. I didn't want to, but the day before we kind of realized if we didn't, we weren't going to have anywhere to sit. And we just did a beach day. We got some lunch at a little place by the beach and just kind of enjoyed the day. So I guess I never updated last night after we went to dinner. We found a little fiesta in the plaza, basically. They're having like karaoke and dancing and singing and some food booths, and just kind of in the center of where all these resorts come together. Everybody could gather, and it was a party. So we did walk around that. It's kind of fun to see. Yeah, tomorrow I think we're just going to have a pool day. We are being very boring, but that's what you do when you don't have kids. We're on the train back from our dinner. It's more like a glorified golf cart. Tonight we had hibachi, teppanyaki. What did you think, John?
I thought it was the best meal we've had so far.
They did like the whole grill thing going on, and then we had fried ice cream for dessert. That was really good. He was a funny little chef, so that's always fun. Any other thoughts?
Very entertaining. Good food. Can't miss. 5 out of 5. 6 out of 5.
Something else we did today was a couples massage. That was John's first ever massage experience. And I've never done one out of the United States. So the language barrier there's a little bit of confusion. So it's quite the story. But pro tip, we had been looking in the app and like leading up to the trip, and also the last couple days, we talked about wanting to maybe do that, but we hadn't like pulled the trigger or made any decisions. And then we had noticed that there were a lot of ladies out and about, especially during breakfast, asking people if they wanted to schedule spa services. So we just, after breakfast, heard one of the ladies out, and she actually gave us a really good percentage off in promo, probably because they were trying to fill spots for the day. So even in the app, I went in after we booked with her and went in and looked in the app, and I think we saved like $75, and she supposedly kind of like upgraded us. So whatever last minute promotion she was giving us, we were all for saving a couple bucks. So that was great. But very relaxing, good experience. Just more time on the beach now. Day 4, I believe. Today, we just did a pool day, literally, for from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're getting ready to set up for a white party that we were not going to partake in. We decided to go back and get ready for dinner instead. But I think we each had at least a half a dozen pina coladas. We would just sit in our chairs, and when it got too hot, we'd do a lap around the pool. The pool bar's in the middle, so we'd stop by on the way back and grab our drink and make another lap. And that was the extent of our day. It's very boring, but very much needed, and it was very relaxing. All right, we just got done with dinner. Tonight we had like a Brazilian rodizio type place. What was it called?
Kaiku Beach Restaurant, Rodizio.
And what did you think?
Very good. A lot of food. All the food was really good. Desserts were really good. Best meal I've had so far.
Pretty authentic.
Yeah, it's pretty close to real Brazilian food.
John lived in Brazil for a couple of years, so anytime we can get Brazilian, he's all for it.
Yeah, they needed more rice and beans, but other than that, it was pretty good.
All right, we came over to the Hard Rock today. We had a day pass, so we had full use of all the amenities, and we kind of did a little walking tour, and then we kind of pool hopped. The Hard Rock is family friendly, and there were a couple of different spring break high school groups at one of the pools. So then we found a different pool, went and found the water park, and then we went over to the kids section actually, and they have a lazy river, and we did that forever. Just kind of floated around. We found a sandwich in the lobby for lunch. Oh, and we had breakfast over there, the buffet, just to compare. We just kind of moseyed all day. And then we had dinner. I will grab John so he can do his little dinner review. But it was a quick little jaunt over there, and it was a nice change of pace. All right, we just walked out of dinner. We're at the Hard Rock. John, thoughts?
Probably the best meal we've had.
What was it called?
Los Gallos, Mexican food.
And what'd you have?
The ribeye chicharron for an appetizer was really good. The tacos campechanos. All the dips with the chips were really good. The tres leches cake was really good. It was all very good.
Great dinner to end on. We just landed in Columbus and we're on the road home, sadly, but back to reality. John, thoughts overall, recap. What did you think of the resort?
The resort was cool. It was nice to have beach access and the pools. I really liked most of the a la carte restaurants they had. I think the buffet, like the main restaurant buffet, food could have been better generally. But it was a nice, especially on a budget, a nice place to stay. It was definitely separate from the family parts of the resort, so it was nice and fairly quiet, and there weren't a million kids running around, and that was nice as well.
Favorite part of the entire weekend?
I really enjoyed snorkeling. I thought that was really cool. When I wasn't drowning, it was fun to see fish, and I like fish.
When we weren't drowning, that was accurate. And least favorite part?
I don't know if I had anything that I didn't enjoy. Like I said, I think the buffet food could have been better. There was really only a handful of things that I felt like were worth eating. But other than that, everything was great.
I'd have to agree. The buffet was pretty lacking. It never changed from day to day. Breakfast and lunch. We never went to the buffet for dinner. And then what they did have, it was just, it was okay. You weren't gonna go hungry by any means.
Basically, I had to find something that you liked and eat that every day.
Yes. If you did not hear him, he said you had to find something you liked and eat that every day. So, like for the last 2 days for breakfast, I had them make me a fried egg and I got toast and bacon and made a sandwich. Just because the omelets, like it was good, but it was a lot too much food for what I was looking for, and I didn't want to deal with a line. So I'd have to agree. It was a great budget option for us. And I really liked we were at Esmeralda, which was the family luxury one on the beach. And I feel like they put a lot of work into it in the last couple years. So it seemed more updated. Our room was really nice. There were just a couple parts of the resort that you could tell were worn and needed some love. But I feel like the entire staff was very friendly. There was never someone that wasn't like too far away if we needed help. They definitely had something going on every night. You might have had to look a little bit for it. They might have like spread it out between the different resorts, but we're also not big on nightlife, so that wasn't like a make or break for us. It was quiet. I think if our building would have been closer to the pool or in a different direction, we might have felt differently, but our building was like very central and a great location. My biggest complaint was that there was no elevator. We were on the 3rd floor, so lots of stairs, but that's fine when you're eating all day, every day. I guess I just didn't realize when he's like 3rd floor, okay? And we said yes. But
Yeah, you're
that's
not in Kansas anymore, Krystle.
first world problems. I think that about wraps up our little on the go and John's podcast debut. So back to regularly scheduled content coming your way. Thanks for following along.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wanderlust and Wishes.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform.
And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. Until next time, happy travels.
Bye for now.